Okay, my demonstration board here, how I got this project rolling. Had to go in the front room and find out where we wanted to locate this fan. So we had my friend to point out where she wanted this box. So we measured, make sure it was in the middle of the room. And once we found that out, we made some marks in the ceiling. And I got my little box here so I can get my cutout going. I just traced it with my pencil. I know where was that here. I just traced it with my pencil here. Some idea where I want this hole to be. And pretty much just cut that out. I also went into the attic and I took my electrical hardware, my box with me, to make sure there was nothing blocking where I wanted to put my box. Make sure that it was clear, because sometimes there's stuff in the way. And I made sure I had the space enough to mount the box. And I went back down and finish up cutting out my hole. This one, this bracket is designed where if you don't have the attic space, you can cut your hole out and stick this through. Taking a twist until it gets stiff, but you want to make sure that it's square here, so you can put your brace on from underneath. Just slide it on top here. Just kind of slide it, move it in place, because your box is going to slide on over these screws. From underneath, you can slide your box, just line up your holes there with your screws. Take and put your screws on. You can tighten them up. This is if you don't have an attic space, but these boxes are pretty easy to put in if you don't have to go through all this. You can tighten those up with a socket set or something to make that nice and tight, but make sure your box is nice and flush with the ceiling before you tighten it all the way in. This project I had to locate where I was going to get my power source from. So there was an outlet at the bottom, right where the baseboard was. But since the house was still being used and I didn't want to turn the power off while they were there using it, I just took off the baseboard and went under and ran my wire until I was ready to connect my power. So I didn't have to bother that until I was ready to connect my power. So, but when I did disconnect my power, turn off the breaker rather, I pulled this out and I knocked a hole in the back of the box here before I stuck it in there, and I ran my wire through. That's going to go up to my switch. So I got this wire coming out of this box behind the wall and up to the switch. Came out the box for the switch. And my other wire from the switch box up to my power supply for my fan to the box that's in the ceiling. So from the ceiling down to my switch box, I ran the wire, and from my switch box down to my power supply, I ran the wire. The white wire connects to the long notch there, and the black wire to the short notch on these plugs. I did my research and watched my YouTube video, so for it to turn there. Kind of pinched it on to the screw. get a grip. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. Put this white wire on. Hold it like that. Got my ground wire here. Gonna take and cut off some of this here. I want them both long. So I disconnected the one that was from the power, and we're gonna take and twist it together here. If I like my thread to go in here, turn it this way. Slide my the ground wire nut on there. It's got a hole in the center. The long piece that's sticking out here, gonna slide straight through there. Nice and tight. Take and attach it to the ground wire. Screw right there. I got it on. Tighten it up. Now up here at the box where my switch is going to go, I took the two white wires here and connected them together. And my black wire that's coming from the bottom, I took and stuck it in the bottom of the switch here. I already have it kind of ready to go. I only have 2 screws here and the ground on this switch. Down. And I take my wire that's coming from my light. This one's coming from my light. So I put that one on the top here. Screw them down. And I took my ground wires here and did the same thing I did at the bottom. One shorter than the other. Just going to take and twist them together at the bottom. I'm going to take my ground wire screw, slide it over there. Tight twist. Take and bend the end. Just pinch it back over the screw. Like that. Down. And I got my switch connected. I got the black wire coming from my wire that's coming from my power, my black wire that's coming from my light fixture. Got those connected. Got my two white wires connected together here. And I got both my ground wires connected with this ground wire nut here. I'm just going to tape it up and stick it back in the box and put the plates on and turn the power on, and everything came on. I took it, just put it back in the box, put the cap on, and I was ready to roll. Diversity 2, my demo board here, how I wired up this front room fan.